Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday night edition of Talking Iowa Hawkeye Sports. As you can see, Kelvin's with me tonight, and we got a special guest, Zach Hiney of, I'm going to see if I get this right, Voice of College Football. Hawkeyes?
Yes. Yep. You are correct. You are correct on that.
Okay. You always use the letters, so I wanted to make sure that people understood what the letters meant.
Yes. Yep. Yep. The
Okay.
voice of college football.
Yeah, we're going to get into all that. But first, guys, you're right there. The subscribe button's there. Hey, guys, I think we're really close. We got about 10 more to get to 800 subscribers. If we can just get those 10 more tonight, share this out with your friends everywhere. Hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm. We want to show these sponsors that they're making a good investment in all of our shows tonight. And speaking of sponsors, we are sponsored because we are part of the Villains Network. We are sponsored by Cocaine Coffee, and let's learn a little bit about it. Kelvin sitting there dancing to the music. It is kind of catchy a little bit.
Zach, you need to pick me up.
It is very.
We got you covered with cocaine coffee.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, it's very catchy
Get
theme.
jiggy with it, Dan.
Yeah. We are part of the Villains Network. There's a whole mess of shows on here, including another Hawkeye show called Hawkaholics, and they plan to kick their show off in a couple of weeks, I believe. Again, I think they're going into season 3 or season 4. I'm not sure. We'll be starting season 5 with a whole new look coming.
In the meantime, on Thursday nights at 6, you tune into the Voice of College Football with my grandson, Zach Hiney. He's not really my grandson, but we're good friends anyway.
Yes.
Put it that way.
Yeah, Kelvin's a staunch supporter.
I watch every show, and I started when Josh Helmer's.
Yeah,
another very nice young man and Oklahoma fan. I didn't like that, but you know me, Zach. So
yeah,
Hawkeyes.
No, Josh is a great guy though.
He is super.
Josh is awesome.
Was he your co-host at the time, or
he was the host?
Josh was the host, and then I brought me on to co-host for a little while, and then his schedule just got a little busy. He does some radio broadcasting for Oklahoma baseball games, who just recently won the national championship, and he's also our lead writer at Hawkeyes Wire, which is where I write my written work, and so that's how I knew Josh already, and so he was able to hand the show off to me, and we've been going strong for almost a year now. I want to say August was when I started. So it's been
okay. So when I see Hawkeye Wire stuff come across my news feed and Facebook, that's actually a legit site.
Yes.
Because you never know on some of these some of these Hawkeye sites are legit.
A lot of them have Zach's byline. Zach's the writer and covers things really greatly. And you work. Is it true? Like Voice of College Football, that's under Mark Rogers, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so. Mark's our guy over there, and we're doing a great job kind of building out that platform, and the college football season right around the corner.
Okay, well, as long as you
I don't know how Mark remembers the schedule for every football team in America.
I know
he remembers every game that
Yeah,
all these teams have played for 35 years.
Yeah, Mark's a wealth of knowledge.
Yes, he is.
So when Mark and Corey do the Hawkeye show, has there ever been a time when Corey couldn't do it, so you would fill in for him since you're part of the same network?
Not yet. Not yet. Corey's pretty consistent with his stuff. He does a good job over there. I've been on the show a couple times as a guest, but yeah, my show is just on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central Time.
6 o'clock.
Yep, 6 o'clock.
Always about 45 minutes long.
Yes. So. Yep. I used to be able to go for about an hour with a co-host, but in the off season by myself, I go about 45 minutes or so. When the season starts, we got games to talk about, games to preview. We'll get back to that.
So go a little longer then.
It's situated very well because, like, if you would wait and come on at 7 o'clock, you'd run into games that people want to watch. Like Caitlin's coming on, or something, or Hawkeye basketball or something. So anyway,
we try to get done before all that. Yep.
All
right. Well, I know that Kelvin knows a lot about you, but I'd like just talk about. I mean, I saw that you're a Wartburg graduate from last year, right?
Yes. Yep. 2025.
Okay. Journalism major. What made you want to do that and get into that? I mean, was there any influences or anybody that you just looked up to that made you want to go that route?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. So I started at Wartburg. I was a business major, and I took a couple business classes, some accounting, some economics classes, and I realized, one, I wasn't very good at it. I was not a good accountant, and two, I didn't really enjoy what I was doing, and I've always kind of loved doing writing, creative writing type of stuff, and I've been a lifelong sports fan, and so I made the switch after my first year to journalism, and I'm glad to see T. Hink down there in the comments. He's another longtime listener there, so looking forward to getting him calling back in. Thanks for the comment there, T. Hink.
He's very regular on this show too.
Good. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Me and him have been on your show together.
Yes. Yeah, we've had some fun conversations there, but yeah, I switched to journalism and graduated and was able to do a lot of that kind of stuff in school. And then after I graduated, with looking for a full-time role, I wanted to stay busy, and that's when I started writing for Hawkeyes Wire, and I reached out to Mark, and they were able to get me on Voice of College Football, and it's been a lot of fun. I enjoy talking about it. I feel like I have a pretty good knowledge of Iowa athletics, at least over the last 10 to 15 years, because that's where I wasn't old enough or wasn't alive, for things before that. I think the 2008 Iowa team that should have went undefeated if Ricky Stanzi wasn't hurt. I think that's the first team I really consciously remember watching with Iowa football, and it was a chance to kind of combine my passion for Iowa athletics with what I want to do in my future career, and it's been a lot of fun. And I try to keep things low key and chill on the show, and I think I do a pretty good job. But I'm always looking for, if you have things you'd like to see or improvements you'd like to see me make, I'm all ears.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned that you just reached out to Mark Rogers. Was it that simple to get yourself on his network?
No. It was a job posting. They were looking for hosts, and I filled that out, and they got back to me, and they wanted to talk with me more, and it ended up working out that they had a role with Josh on his show. It was Monday and Thursday nights that we had the show, and we hopped on there. And then once Josh ended up leaving, I did Mondays and Thursdays for a little while, and then I realized that it was a little too much with me twice a week there. So I did it during football season, where Monday was kind of a review of the previous game, and Thursday was a preview. And then once football season ended, I switched to the one a week into the off season. I may go back to 2 weeks during football season in the fall. We'll see. But yeah, that's how I got started there.
Yeah, I know this past season, we were basically 2 shows a week. You know, we were coming on every night the season before. Every time the men played a game or every time the women played a game, we would try to do a reaction show, but we wouldn't do it live right after the game because we knew that Corey had his going, and some of my people listened to him. So I thought we would just do it the next day, and then we'd really analyze the game. You know, but that got to be too much because I think we were on sometimes 4 days a week sometimes. And
with some of those basketball schedules, you got men one night, women the next, and then you got 2 on the weekends as well. Yeah.
Or a double header. Like I think we had a double header earlier, you know, we're one after the other.
Yeah. No, it can be busy, but you know, that's the fun part of it. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I'm just curious where you grew up. Where you grew up at?
In the Des Moines Metro.
The Des Moines Metro? Okay.
Yep, Des Moines Metro. So just a few hours from Iowa City. And I like to try and get over for at least one football game a year. You know, we'll see when I'm covering it now. I like to be available to write and to, you know, help out the team there. But I'll try and get over to Kinnick at least once this year for a game.
You're working out in Des Moines then?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Are you getting married, Zach?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Not yet. Unless
you got him confused with our co-host Kyle.
I'm not asking you to marry me or anything.
Yeah. Unless you know something I don't, Kelvin. Then.
I thought I heard something or seen something.
No, you're good.
Okay.
All good.
You're mixing him up with Kyle, our co-host. You know, who's taking the summer off because he's getting married and he's got a lot going on. Besides, he does the play-by-play for the women's softball or the girls softball for. Yeah. Tell me again, Calvin, who he's doing that for?
Minneapolis.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I probably got him mixed up with another young podcaster, Elliot Clough or somebody. You know, Clough, whatever.
Yeah. I thought it was Clough.
I don't know. Oh, okay. He's very good at his job too. So. Kudos there. So.
Yeah, well, I just kind of wanted to, you know, get a feel for how you got started. I mean, and you know, I'm kind of envious, you know, how you got on the network and everything, you know, and you're young enough to be my grandson because my grandson is 24, lives in West Des Moines.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait, what high school did you go to?
So I went to Ankeny Centennial High School.
Centennial?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Is that where Riley Moss went?
Yes. Yep. Yep. Riley Moss was 2 years older than me, and I remember one time I had my sophomore year I had PE first period, and I remember went to the locker room to change, and I walked out the locker room. I was heading to the gym, and I walked right past James Franklin. He was just in the hallway. He was talking to our high school football coach about Riley Moss and Jake Pinniger, who was a kicker / DB on that team. He kicked a little bit with Penn State when he committed to there. And
he was like one of the top kickers in the country.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so
Riley was not top anything except track.
Yes.
He actually committed as a walk-on. Mm-hmm. By the time he might have played in the fall, a scholarship had opened and he got one, I think. But
and he turned in one heck of a career, and he's still kicking it in Denver in the NFL.
There we go.
He's going to be that. You'll rise to higher heights, I believe, Zach. You know, don't stop till you're in the White House.
There you go. Or coaching the Hawkeyes one day.
Maybe.
Hank says, other than the Hawkeyes wire, Zach, do you do anything besides the 2 gigs?
Yeah. So I have a couple of other writing jobs that I do. So I cover the Brooklyn Nets for Sports Illustrated. It's their subset. It's on SI. Is there? It's a subsidiary of Sports Illustrated, but I cover the Brooklyn Nets for them, and then I cover the Los Angeles Dodgers for an independent a site called Dodgers Beat.
That's pretty good. Hey, I just want to realize I didn't realize that the New York Mets weren't the New York Mets anymore. They're the Brooklyn Mets now.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah,
I'm out of touch with baseball. I got to watch more games.
Well, they're the NBA team. They're the other NBA team with the Knicks in New York.
It's the Nets.
Knicks
the Nets. I thought you said
Nets.
the Mets.
Nope. You are all good. Yeah, Nets.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not wearing my hearing aids because they're broken, so sometimes I don't hear things.
I'll interpret.
Zach, Hink says that you're probably right down the street from him because he lives in Northwest in Ankeny.
Yeah. It's not too far there.
Yeah.
Not too far.
Yeah, and Hink says again, "Wait, what? LL." LOL. So, I'm actually having better luck with the comments tonight, guys. As long as they keep popping up and it works okay, I'll keep putting them on there. But if they're not, I'll just have to read them like I did last week. Oh, one other thing before I forget: no show Wednesday night because I'll be in the middle of moving, and hopefully this time we get moved. Getting tired of all these delays.
Anybody out there's got questions for Zach? We don't know if we'll have him on again, if he'll be able to or anything. Fire away. So,
yes.
Is there a certain amount of time you can be on tonight, Zach?
Yeah, I was going to be on for about 45 minutes or so. So maybe until about 7:45.
Another half hour.
Guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's
cool. Alrighty. I didn't know that I thought Sports Illustrated went out of business, because I still subscribe to Sports Illustrated, but haven't gotten an issue in over a year. But somebody told me they went out of business.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still doing the physical the physical print versions of Sports Illustrated. Unfortunately, I think a lot of it's turning to online digital journalism, and that's what I do. And I know that they've been laying off some bigger writers recently, but I still have a role. I know a lot of people with our on SI network still do, and we like doing it. It's fun. It's good. It's good exposure, and I enjoy
it. Work as much as you can, Zach. Keep practicing your craft, and away you go.
Yeah, every story is a chance to get better.
One day you'll be on a big network, and we're going to go, God, he was on our show at one time, and here we are, still the little people, and he's out there making it big.
So, do you want to give the listeners your overview of, what you think Hawkeye football is going to look like this year? Any players that you think might surprise people out there, or you go ahead and take it away.
Yep, I can do that. I won't talk too much about the quarterbacks because I'm kind of sick of the quarterback discussion for right now because
oh my god,
no one knows who's going to start until probably a week or two before the first regular season game. So I don't even think it's worth having too much of a discussion about that. They'll make up their minds when they make up their minds about that. I think the thing that I'm most curious to watch with Iowa football this year, and I said it on my show on Thursday, and it was really weird to say out loud that I have the most confidence out of any unit on Iowa's team. I have the most confidence in their offense with what they're bringing back. The offensive line, I think, is still going to be very good, even losing 3 NFL guys, which is a testament to what George Barnett's done with that unit over the last couple of years. And I love the skill position guys on offense. And so I'm curious more so on the defensive side and with special teams, how are those units going to look, and can they grow up? Can they get ready to go by week 4 in Michigan? I think that's really the big test for Kirk Ferentz, Phil Parker, and Chris Polizzi this year is, can you get those units gelled and ready to go by the time Big Ten play starts? Because as we all know, it's not an easy start to conference play with those 3 teams, and those 3 games are really going to determine what Iowa does this year. If it's another 8-4 season, or if maybe 9-3, 10-2 or better is on the horizon, depending on those 3 games right there. And so I'm looking at Iowa's defense. On that defensive line, they lost a lot of guys from last year all 4 starters are gone. They brought in some nice transfers. They have some young guys there that are pretty exciting. How quickly can that group come together and gel and make plays? And then the transfer safeties in the back end, I'm going to be keeping an eye on as they're going to be called upon to play well and kind of fill in for what Iowa got from Colin Entringer and Xavier Wampa last year. But I'm really excited about Cam Buffington on that defense. I'm not sure if I feel like a lot of people are pretty familiar, at least with him a little bit, but I think he'll be a household name by this time next year. I think he's kind of similar to Zach Lutmer from last year, as someone who's going to come on and really impress on the defensive side of the ball. And I could see him getting some all-conference nods, or like preseason all-conference nods next offseason after this year. So I'm excited about him. And then special teams, losing a lot there with LeVar Woods gone. You lose your starting punter, kicker, and return specialist. That's a tall task for Iowa, even a program like Iowa that specializes in special teams and likes to make sure that that's a priority. It's going to be a hard task. And so I'm curious with those 2 units, what you're going to get from them, and can they get ready to go by week 4? That's really my big question mark, and we'll see what happens in those 3 games.
Are you ever going to give you gave a couple predictions on your show just for us? Would you give us your precise record for Iowa this year? Just for us. We'll keep it secret.
Okay.
Hink has his right here.
Yeah, T. Hink says 8-4. I struggle between 8-4 and 9-3, because I think they'll handle business in the non-conference. Iowa State this year has given them trouble recently, but that game's at Kinnick. Iowa State. If you thought Iowa's roster was having a lot of turnover, take a look at Iowa State's roster from last year to this year. It's going to be basically all brand new head coach, new quarterback, making their first road trip as a team to Kinnick. I think Iowa feels like they've let the last 2 games in this series kind of slip away out of their fingers. 2 very winnable games. I think they're going to be motivated to get that one done. So I feel good about the non-conference games. And so 8-4, 9-3 really comes down to, can Iowa get 1 out of those 3 at Michigan, home against Ohio State, at Washington? I think they can get 1. I'm not sure if I'm confident that they can get more than that. And so,
which one do you think they can get?
It's tough, because I think Michigan, I don't have a whole lot of faith there, just because it's at the Big House in Ann Arbor. And whoever the quarterback's going to be, it's going to be his first road start at Iowa, and having to go make your first road start at that place is tough. It's really tough. It's still early enough in the season where we might see a few mistakes defensively or special teams from some new guys in there. So I have trouble seeing Iowa coming away with a win there. Ohio State's really good, and I know it's at Kinnick, and the last time that they came to Kinnick, things went really well. But Julian Say and Jeremiah Smith and them are really good.
Can you believe it took 9 years to get Ohio State back at Kinnick? I don't like the way they schedule Iowa and Ohio State.
I know. It's kind of ridiculous. But can Iowa pull the upset there? Potentially, being at home helps. I think. I think that they'll keep it close, but I don't know there. And then at Washington is probably the one I would pick, but that's even a short week on the road, West Coast, in a really tough environment. So even that's difficult. And so it's just a brutal slate of games to begin conference play. I think Iowa can get 1. I would say Washington is probably the one I feel the best about, but even that I'm still a bit shaky with. And then I think they're going to drop 1 game in the back half of that schedule. That's just mind-boggling. A
surprise loss, because we're going to be favored in every game.
Yeah, it's going to make you want to pull your hair out one of these losses. I could see at Northwestern being one of those games that, because I think Northwestern's a program on the rise under David Braun. He's doing a good job there. with that program. I could see Iowa potentially dropping a close one there that just frustrates the heck out of fans, or at Minnesota this year potentially. That's a team that really, really is going to circle that game on their calendar, and they want to beat Iowa for one of the first times in the last decade. And so I could see Iowa dropping one of those games in the back half of the schedule. And so
I'm glad that you said beating Iowa for the first time in a decade, because we all know that when Minnesota won that last game, the refs gave him the game. Yeah,
it didn't really count. Yeah. It's not I didn't really count. It's not a real win. And so I'm going to go 8-4. I think officially, I think they win one of those 3 games in the Big Ten, or to begin conference play. And I think unfortunately they're gonna drop 2 more in the back half of the schedule. It's hard to run the table 6 in a row. They got a couple of tough road games. I know Illinois lost a lot, but that's still a Brett Bielema coach team, and they recruit really well over there. At Minnesota could be tricky. As I mentioned, at Northwestern could be an underrated tough game for Iowa. So I go 8-4, and if they lose all 3 in that slate, I think they still go 8-4. I think they.
The one thing I like about Minnesota, I feel confident that we'll get Minnesota again, because we got a week between Washington and Minnesota games. So whatever happens at the Washington game, we've got a week to fix it.
Yeah, the bye week it's a well-timed bye week for Iowa this year. But yeah, I mean that schedule is just brutal to begin conference play, and
it is.
If they can get one, I'll be kicking my feet up, very happy about that. If they get one out of that slate.
Yeah. Well, I think
if they get one of them, I really do think we're going to go to the college football playoff. I know I'm an optimist, and I know as long as there's one thing in Minnesota, as long as the woman's gymnast is the head coach there, running up and down the sidelines like a balance beam girl, I think we're going to win. Sorry, I'm so mean.
Yeah, maybe I should have more confidence in that Minnesota game. I shouldn't be worried about that. I mean, we haven't even mentioned Nebraska, but I don't think it's worth mentioning.
I think we still get Nebraska. The one that worries me the most is Illinois.
Yeah,
possibly Northwestern. And I actually have us picked to beat Michigan, because it's early in the season. Even though it's up there, they're still feeling things out too.
New head coach over there, new coaching staff.
Yeah. They got a lot of talent, though. It's kind of hard to beat talent, when you got a lot of talent. So
yeah,
I like Kirk's teams. If they actually win one of them 3, Kirk's teams always get better as the season goes on, as long as you don't, lose your whole offensive line to injury or your both quarterbacks or something. So
yeah.
Anyway.
Now, I do want to point out, Kelvin, that'd be a little mistake. 2 years ago, we lost to Michigan State and UCLA in November.
Yeah,
we looked bad doing it.
Well, didn't we? I think we lost. Didn't we lose to USC in November last year?
And Oregon too.
Yeah,
was early November.
Oregon was Saturday in November.
Those are the November games I remember losing, and then a couple years ago to Nebraska when they had an interim coach, when Cooper DeJean had a concussion.
Yeah, when he missed that game. That's the only loss Iowa's had to Nebraska in the last decade.
Yeah.
And they happen to be the same year that Minnesota beat us too.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I always tend to me and Dean are like the odd couple. I always tend to bring up victories more than losses, but
hey, no, I don't blame you there. I'm in the same boat. I wanted to ask you guys about Iowa's wide receiver room, because I've kind of gone back and forth on how I feel about these guys entering the season, because normally with Iowa wide receivers, I'm wait and see. I don't trust offseason reports. I don't trust any hype that we get, because I've heard stories about Seth Anderson breaking out or Sam Phillips breaking out in the offseason, or name your transfer wide receiver that Iowa brings in that everyone says is going to be really good, and then it just doesn't pan out. But I I'm liking this group quite a bit with RVZ, Dayton Howard. I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a guy that could have a great year. And then Tony Diaz, again, one of those guys that's kind of been another offseason darling, but I'm really, really excited to see what he can do. So I wanted to ask you guys what you think about Iowa's wide receiver room, and can they be good enough to help supplement DJ Vanami and those young quarterbacks?
I agree with T. Hink. I think it's a wait and see because, just for the very reason you said, they have hyped a lot of transfer wide receivers that didn't pan out, but Seth Anderson never played a full season.
Yeah.
Who's Sam Phillips? I don't think he played a full season either. I could be wrong.
He might have missed a game last year or so. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is I don't know. And somebody came out with a chart that showed that the top transfers out there, and somebody put Tony Diaz as number one. But then I looked at who made the chart. It was Tony Diaz fan. Yeah.
Maybe a little biased.
My view is every position group is wait and see. I think the offensive line is going to be super this year, but it's that right side of the line, right guard and right tackle, is wait and see. I would, and is Estrenga healthy? Wait and see. But I do know this from following recruiting ever since Hayden Fry got there. This is the deepest wide receiver room in the 48 years that I ever remember at Iowa. If they can stay healthy, and but it's wait and see, just like everybody else.
Yeah, not to bring up the dreaded quarterback situation, but we're talking about the record. Our record really depends on who's our quarterback, and can the quarterbacks actually perform, whichever one we end up with.
Well, we won 10 games with Deacon Hill. The real key to the real key to an offense is your offensive line.
Yeah,
because you can have Petrus his first year at Iowa lead Iowa to 32 points a game, second leading scoring team in the Big Ten, and by his sophomore, junior, especially his junior and senior year, he had whiplash for not having more than 2 seconds in the pocket before somebody was clobbering him. If you can run the ball, it's like Cignetti said this year. They asked him about his quarterback Hoover. He turns the ball over too much at Oklahoma State or wherever he came from, Josh Hoover. Yeah. And Cignetti says, well, Hoover has learned real quick here at Indiana that his two best friends are running the football, handing it off, and your offensive line.
Yep.
When you don't have to throw the ball 35, 40 times, it helps. So,
but my gut feeling is we're going to have to really score points to win some games this year, because I don't trust our defensive line, and running backs are going to get through that defensive line, I'm afraid, from the other teams. And, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the DBs and the linebackers. And so
I just think, oh my God, if we have a bad Phil Parker defense, we're going to give up 16 points a game.
If we only give up 16 points a game, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I know one thing. I'm high on Buffington, like Zach is. I'm high on a lot of the backup defensive linemen. It's a very deep group. I heard Seth say the other day, he said, boy, we had this is the deepest linebacker group I've ever had, and he says, we got a pretty deep front line. They're kind of inexperienced, but I think they'll just throw waves of people at them. And Buffington's running mate there, Montgomery, is a guy that's always in the right place. As long as Buffington has a partner that's always in the right place and helps him run the defense, I think we'll be all right. Of course, I'm an eternal optimist.
Yes, you are.
Well, the thing with Jaden Montgomery, is that I think he's earned the trust and the faith of the Iowa coaching staff, is they're bringing him with them to media days. Him and Lutmer and Ostrenga. I think that says a lot. Who Kirk Ferentz brings with him the media days, and the fact that he picked Jaden Montgomery, to go with him. I think
the leadership
speaks volumes.
He's got the faith of the leader. He's got the faith of the leadership group.
Yeah,
they just vote, and those are the three that came. So
yeah, I want to point something out that I tried to before somebody overpowered me. We won 10 games that year because we had the best defense in the country. We will not have the best defense in the country this year. I can promise you that.
Yeah, but Kirk can win without a quarterback.
Okay. Now, Zach, what do you think of our wide receiver room? You didn't really give much of a response.
Yeah, no, I'm still waiting to see like everyone else. I really want to see a fully healthy season of Reese Van Der Zee. We haven't seen that yet. He got hurt as a freshman, missed some time, and then last year that freak foot injury right before the season started. I think that kind of put a dent into Iowa's plans in the passing game early on. That's why Mark Gronowski, I think, struggled a lot. Had to do with this top wide receiver, freakishly suffering a random foot injury, walking away from practice a week before the first game of the season, and he's out for the entire first half. I think that really put a damper into what.
And at that time, his top tight end was gone early too.
Yeah, yep. You lose Ostrenga, and it leads to what we saw in the first couple of weeks there. But I'm high on Reese Van Der Zee. I like Dayton Howard. I like Tony Diaz. But just what can we get from those guys? I want to see it on the field consistently and against good teams. Like we saw some of those guys that I talked about earlier put up big stats against FCS opponents and not very good FBS opponents early in the season, and then kind of fizzle out of the offense once conference play started. So I want to see if Iowa's receivers this year can rise to the occasion in conference play, especially early on in those first three games. And with the tight ends real quick, obviously we know about DJ Vanami, who's, in line to be the next superstar tight end to come out of Iowa, I think. But I honestly would be okay not seeing a whole lot of Addison Ostrenga or Zach Ortworth this year. I want to see a lot of Thomas Meyer. I think that kid is I think the sky's the limit with that kid at Iowa, and I would love to see him and Vanami kind of man the tight end room there at the top. And it's nice to have Ostrenga and Ortworth in the room for some of that veteran leadership. And if there's an injury, they can hop in and you feel confident about them knowing their assignments. But I'm hoping to see Vanami and Meyer really, really take the step this year and kind of lead the way for the tight ends.
Is Meyer a sophomore or is he a junior?
He's a redshirt freshman.
Okay, well, there's no more red shirt, so he's a sophomore.
No, he's a freshman because he's got 5 years. So,
yeah, the 5-year rule. That's very interesting. I think we're going to see some interesting decisions from a few guys. And does that start this? Like, if you're a senior this year?
Yes, that starts this year.
So you'll be able to come back next year. And I think we haven't heard too many people talk about it. I think I heard Ava Hayden on the women's basketball side mention that she would want to come back for 3 more years and play that 5th year.
We got 2 football players on the whole roster that are seniors this year that can come back. Ortworth and Bryce Stevenson, the transfer.
Yep.
All the rest of them, this is their 5th year that are them 10 seniors. It's all a senior class ever. And I like the tools Lester has to use. I was very impressed with Mason Woods in those little gadget plays they ran.
Yeah.
This spring.
Yep.
Maybe we'll see more of him in the fall. Hink says, I think Ostrenga is going to be the Hayden Large position, and Ortworth is getting passed up. I think he already was. I think he was the heir apparent to Ostrenga last year when Ostrenga went down, and DJ just kind of stepped in there and took over.
Well, they pretty much knew at the start of fall practice that Vanami was going to be the number 2 tight end. They kind of knew that at bowl prep the year before during bowl prep that, wow, look at this walk on. never drops a pass and works real hard.
Yeah.
Nah, but don't undersell Mr. Stringa. He ain't no big slow tight end. He's a big guy, but he ain't slow. He moves like an eagle soaring down.
Since our time with Zach is running out, I would like to get his opinion on any true freshman that you think might make a splash this year. Since now we don't have to only play them for 4 games to save them for their next year. We can play them as much as we want now. Who do you think those players would be?
Yeah, I think that's a really, it's interesting to see how Kirk Ferentz is going to, to see how he's going to play that with the extra, with not having to worry about, redshirting guys or anything like that. I'm pulling up the roster right now because I want to make sure that I have all of the true freshmen in front of me, because I can't remember off the top of my head every single guy. I do have a limit to my knowledge off the top of my head.
I have a list of the true freshmen right in front of me. Messenger quarterback.
Yes. Yep.
The receivers are Smith, Stinson, and Schaefer.
Yes. Yep.
The tight end Brewer. The five offensive linemen: Reardon, Nielsen, Witters, Linder, and Hudson Parliament.
Yep.
The defensive tackles are Jonda and Jezierski.
Yep.
Linebackers, the 3 great linebackers, of course, are Manson, Rivolda, and Thomas. And then the cornerbacks are Ronnie Hill and Darian Jones.
Okay.
Then the cash guy is Marcello Viti. And then, of course, our punter from Australia.
Yes. Yep. I think the linebacker position will be interesting to watch. I mentioned Julian Manson. I know on my show he was one of their 4-star guys from this class right there. He's from Iowa City West High School, and we know that Iowa's going to be looking for some guys behind Montgomery and Buffington to kind of supplement that room. So I could see Manson potentially getting an opportunity. I think that the D line is fair play as well, because we don't, outside of Bryce Hawthorne, there's not a lot of guys who return a lot of snaps at Iowa this year. And if things don't go well for some of the transfers, or if they're looking for a spark in that room later in the year, I could see one of a Jonda or a Jezierski potentially getting a chance to show what they can do. And I really think defensively, a lot of those guys could be in play. As T. Hink says, Viti is someone that could get on the field as a true freshman, but and potentially in the punting game too. It's going to be it's going to be a battle to see who wins that job. So I could see maybe the Aussie getting a chance there. We'll see what Iowa chooses. Offensive line's a bit more difficult because I think your left side, as Kelvin mentioned earlier, is in a pretty good spot with Lauk, Leighton Jones, and Pieper. They're probably starting at center, and then you got Jack Doetzler at right tackle. So who's going to get the right guard role? I think it's probably Trent Wilson, the James Madison transfer, who wins that. But maybe one of these freshmen at some point. But I don't see it on the offensive line. So I think defensively, maybe it's a Manson at the linebacker spot. Maybe it's a Jonda or Jezierski on the D line, or Viti or Darian Jones in the secondary. But I think one of those guys defensively is where you're gonna have the chance to see your biggest impact from true freshmen.
Well, yeah. Hink says that he thinks the Simpson punter wins the job. What do you think?
Yeah, Tanner Philpott. You know me, I graduated from a D3 school, so I do have a D3 bias. He went to Simpson, which is in the same conference as Wartburg. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, I would love to see a D3 transfer come into Iowa and win the job right away. I haven't watched much on Tanner Philpott. I think he was a Division III's best punter last year. He was really impressive at Simpson, and we know that I was kind of looking for someone to take that role. I mean, so I personally, as a D3 guy, would have loved to see it. But I've got a couple of young options there that they can pull from at punter, and we know how much Iowa values the punting game, and so they're going to make sure that they have that in a really good spot.
Bria Medina for Big Ten Player of the Year for all us Division III people.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
She's my. You guys already know she's my Molly Davis of this year. Already.
Oh yeah. Yep. On the women's team. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Zach, we've come up on that mark. I don't know if you want to stay a little bit longer or if you want to get off or anything. But before you leave, do you want to plug your podcast again?
Yeah. Yep. I can. Yep. It's Iowa at the Voice of College Football is our show. It's every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Central Time. If you just look up Iowa at the Voice of College Football or Iowa VOCFB, it'll pop up there. We do the show every Thursday, and we're kind of in the middle of our off-season preview of a bunch of different things. We're getting close to football season starting and basketball season getting going, and so as T. Hink mentions there, it is a call-in show as well, and so normally I'll put the link in the chat, and anyone who wants to come in and talk and call in, it's free to do that, and I love having someone else to kind of work off of, because I'm sure people get tired of just hearing my voice for 45 minutes straight, and so it's fun to be able to chat with other Iowa fans and get their opinions. And so every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, Iowa at the Voice of College Football, the Iowa call-in show.
Yeah, that's great. And Hink says you need some more callers. I wish I could figure out how to do that, because I would love to have this show as a call-in show. But we're going to get there. He's asking me if I'll be able to call in. Will you be able to call in? I don't know if he's asking about my show or if he wants me to call in Zach's show, but I certainly can.
Zach, when he's opening up to people appearing on his show, he puts that StreamYard link or whatever it is he puts up down there, and you just click on it and
okay. StreamYard, that's what we're on. So let me talk to the big boys who run the network and see how I can do that, so I can get a call in. I think that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
If you just copy paste the StreamYard link in the URL, you can just paste that into the chat. People can click on that and they can come into the studio, and then you can add them in there. It's a nice process. It's pretty seamless, and people get the chance to talk about Iowa athletics, and it's a fun time.
He does a great job.
Yeah,
and I'm not lying. It's just a great job, and he can talk for 45 minutes. A lot of times he don't need it. He don't need anybody else. He did his position groups. I don't know if anybody called in that night, and just very, very, very well informed and unbiased. Unlike me.
I try sometimes. It's hard to not let the bias get in the way. But
no, this was a lot of fun, Zach. I would love to have you again. Agree. Maybe once we kick off the season or after some media days or something.
Yeah.
Give your insights. I thought your insights were very intelligent tonight and very well thought out, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you can take my place after an Iowa loss.
I can be pretty harsh sometimes, though. So we gotta.
I only heard you harsh once. I only heard you harsh once all year, and that was after the Iowa State loss.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I think I was more. I was more so just sad about after the Oregon and the Indiana and the USC games last year.
Well, that Oregon, I was on a men's retreat up in the mountains, and they had the game on. I had it on, but I was by myself.
Yeah,
listening to it, but not listening to it. But I thought, well, we're not going to win, so I wasn't really listening. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I just happened to turn it on, and I go, "Oh my God!" And he goes, "What?" And I go, Mark Gronowski just scored to take the lead, and there's not that much time left. We might win this game. So then I turn it off. I'm not listening to the rest of it. And I walk into the clubhouse where all the other guys go, Dean, we're sorry. We're so sorry. I go, what? We lost? They go, yep.
Yeah, they were right there until Dante Moore threw one of the more impressive passes I've ever seen, where he layered that ball over TJ Hall. And
it's a good thing we don't have to face him this year.
Yes. Let's talk about the Vanderbilt game or something, guys. Come on now.
Yeah,
you're gonna make me all depressed before I go to sleep tonight. So
I'll end it on the Nebraska game.
Mm-hmm.
About going into Lincoln there and putting another butt whooping on them. Love that. Love that.
There you go.
I did not expect that.
Nobody expected that.
I'm sure we all said, I was going to win.
But it'll be close. It'll be another walk-off field goal.
It's always a close game.
We thought we'd like a 16-13 game again. I think would we have a couple of those in a row?
I ain't worried about Nebraska this year because they don't have near as good a team as they did last year. So,
Nope.
Anyway.
All right. I mean, Zach, I'll let you go and thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me on, and love talking Iowa athletics. And I'll for sure hop on again as we get into football season.
This kid's got a bright future.
Yes, he does.
Mark my words. This is he's the version of Vanami as a broadcaster and writer. So
I hope I live long enough to see you on network TV, Fox Sports, or something.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm hoping I can live up to the DJ Vanami hype right there.
Well, you might not do it quite as quick as he did.
Yeah.
You never know.
Not in 1 year there, but we'll see.
But anyway, best wishes to you, Zach.
Yes, thank you, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll definitely hop on again as we get into football season.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you.
That was great.
It was a good show right there. All right, I'm going to go into our commercial real quick, and then we'll get right back to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta find it. There it is. Well, get your 15% off by using Villains15 to get your coffee. I actually was going to go buy some, and they're out of the ones I chose to buy. But, that doesn't mean you guys can't. There might be something there for you guys.
Everybody out there, try it.
Try it out there. Try it.
Well, Zach went with 8-4.
Zach went with 8-4. Yeah. Zach, T. Hink says turn this platform into a call-in show and viewers will come in droves. I agree. We're going to do that. So I just copy and paste the StreamYard link to the comments and people will come. We'll try that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. Okay. All right. Let's do this. I want to talk real quick. We kind of talked about it when we were kind of watching the game the other night, the Caitlin game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what I don't understand. How this girl got away with this. No call, no nothing on this play. And I just don't understand how referees can do this and why Caitlin's not getting better protection. And I got to tell you, I love the way Stephanie White went off on the refs. I'm sure she got fined because of the things that she said, but it needed to be said. And I can't help but think that this contributed to re-aggravating her back, which she didn't play last night in her game, but their team won by a blowout. So, okay. What about the time she went off? Oh, you mean when Caitlin left the game because of her back? I don't know. There are people who actually believe that she just quit on her team because she was mad.
Caitlin is not a quitter.
Yeah, I don't think
she hurt her back. She hurt her back because she got undercut. She got hit in the legs on a 3-pointer, is what they say, and she landed with her legs apart, and bam, her rear end hit the floor, and
apparently it was, they did call a foul on that play, but Stephanie White thought that play should have been upgraded to a flagrant.
It should be by the rule.
Yeah. I just I just love that Stephanie White finally went off and said she protected it. She called her a generational talent, the face of the league, and couldn't understand why the referees in the league weren't doing more to protect her. That's the first time I've heard that, because to be totally honest, I just can't I just can't believe that up to this point, I didn't think she even cared if Caitlin was out there playing or not.
Oh, I don't know about that, but Sophie went off on the league too, and then more importantly, somebody not affiliated with the Indiana Fever, Lisa Leslie, gave a nice speech about it. The all-time great post player for the Los Angeles Sparks back when the WNBA started. She said, "This is just ridiculous. The women in the league that have it out for Caitlin, and they keep doing this, and the league doesn't do anything about it. The league wouldn't have all the viewers, wouldn't have all the players, wouldn't have all the money without Caitlin. Yet they do this to her, So that's
it's just gotten ridiculous, and it's just something's got to happen. Something's got to do something. But I don't believe that the league will. I think this league has always been about the physicality. They're more physical than the men are in the NBA. They're always about little cat fights. Yeah, you down.
It's not really cat fights. It's like watching a hockey game. Body checks. I watched the Fever play without Caitlin, and it was like watching a different game. The point guards, all three of them brought the ball up without anybody guarding them. Caitlin is guarded right from the beginning and bumped all the way down, and then as soon as she gets to half court, they cross-check her, and Caitlin's has to turn to the referees while she's dribbling, where the hell's the foul at? It's a different game when she ain't in there because the target's gone. Yeah. That backup point guard Harris, the other team don't dread her, they don't. She's no real weapon, against them. Caitlin's unguardable. If you guard her right, she's unguardable, but.
Yeah. Okay. Hink says I can't watch the GA League. I mean, is that the Gatorade League for the NBA?
I don't know what GA stands for.
I don't know I just don't know if it was a typo or not.
To me, it sounds like the abbreviation for the state of Georgia. So.
Oh, I wanted to say something. You know how we have two,
I don't know.
Yeah, we have two Hawkeyes on the Oklahoma Thunder right now. Currently, we just got a third.
Mm-hmm. Josh
I can't remember.
Dick.
Yeah, Josh Dix. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he got offered a 2-way contract. What means he'll probably play more in the Gatorade League, but that leaves the door open for him to come and play a few games with the big boys. Could you see all three Hawkeyes out on the floor at the same time? And
I think they're all kind of playing the same position, so I don't know how that's going to work. But a lot of guys that get signed in the NBA and drafted in the NBA don't make it. So that's just.
I know that. But you got Dix, Sturts, and Stanford. Yeah, all can shoot the three, and that's kind of the way the NBA's gone the last few years. Is so they could just stand around the perimeter, and one of them will get open and calmly shoot a three.
Yeah, I seen they traded one of their guards that was on their team last year. I don't know his name, but they traded him away to make room for maybe Sturts on the roster. So
yeah, so they're saying Sturts is going to make it no matter what. And
I doubt that.
Yeah,
it's and you got it. The NBA, nothing's given to you. It's like the NFL. Caleb Johnson can have a great season at Iowa. He goes up to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got to make it yourself. There's no handing it to you. So,
yeah. Oh, but while we're on the thing of basketball, Jared Utah has made the men's World Cup qualifying team for the U.S. So, congratulations, Jared.
Hopefully he gets a chance. Hopefully he gets a chance in the NBA someplace again. But
yeah. Okay, is there anything else on football? I mean, I know we just jumped to basketball all of a sudden, but anything on football that we need to finish up?
Just Sorsby got banned by the Canadian Football League, which, the Canadian Football League has the same rules the NFL has. And this guy's court case has just started. There's no way anybody's going to let him play football this year. Anyway.
Or next.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Going to get him next year there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, if he can prove that he's not going to bet anymore and he's cured of the thing, I mean, he needs to sit out this year. But if by next season, if he can show that he's reformed and won't do it again, give him a trial. Give him a trial run. See what happens.
I don't know.
I hate to see a man's career ruined by choices that he made, that he's taking steps to undo those choices, and move forward and try to move forward with his life. Just like, who was that quarterback from the 49ers who knelt down during the national anthem, and he's never played in the NFL since.
Yeah, Kaepernick didn't break any rules.
No,
he was just unjustly barred. This guy broke the cardinal rule in sports.
Right, I get it. But I'm not
the quarterback at ISU who bet a lot, like Sorsby did. They let him play in that, that league that Chuck Long and Bobby Stoops coached in. Is that the UFL? What is it?
USFL.
Yeah, he played in that. Decker. So I can see Sorsby being able to play in that or semi-pro leagues.
But he'll have to wait till next January or February to play in that league.
Yeah,
so I don't know
about semi-pro leagues and stuff like that, or arena football or something, but it'll play out the way it does. So
Bakersfield has a semi-pro men's and women's football team.
Cool.
Yeah. Also, we have a semi-pro baseball team called the Bandits. We used to be a Dodger minor league, but since they're getting rid of all the minor leagues over the last several years, we had to go to a semi-pro team. All right. Let's move on a little bit. I want to talk about the guy visit, and I know that you know a lot about it, and I'm going to bring her picture up.
Yeah.
Okay.
There she is with Jan.
Yeah.
Jan's 6'2", I believe. And I think Guy might be a little bit, if you look down at her shoes, she might be a little bit on her tiptoes, but she's pretty tall for a point guard. So anyway.
Yeah. What are our chances? You think Illinois got more of a shot than we do?
I don't know. I've been laying it on pretty heavy in all the media branches I can, trying to get her dad. I know is on Facebook and everything, trying to say that, you know, come to Iowa and you will be an Iowa legend. You know, and you don't get treated any better than you do at Iowa. And then I seen his picture. I blew it up. There's another picture there that he's with her. Her family's with her. Got a little child, mother and father. Anyway, blew it up. And here on the front of his neck is a tattoo of a tiger hawk. So I know he grew up an Iowa fan. I don't know if he is anymore or anything, because she committed to Stanford, you know, a year and a half ago. But yeah, I'd take her. I don't know who's the favorite. She has visited a lot of people in the last 2 weeks. Like, I think it was seen her at Ohio State, North Carolina, and stuff. So I could be wrong on them schools, but it was other big schools, you know. So she is arguably a top 10 player. The women's rankings aren't very accurate. They're not near as accurate as football or men's basketball. But right now they probably got her about 15th, but she's good enough that you can call her a top 10 type recruit right now. And time to work on up. You know, she's still just going to be a junior in high school next year. You know, so
that's hard to believe. Yeah. So she committed last year as a sophomore to Stanford.
She committed the year before as a freshman.
Okay.
Yep, she was playing down here at, where was it, Bettendorf or something that year, and right at the end of that freshman year, she committed to Stanford. I thought, holy cow! Of course, Stanford, you know, is a great university, and boy, a degree from Stanford's worth quite a bit. And they had a great basketball program, but they've had some problems, I think, in the last year and a half with the new coach and things going on there. That's probably why she decided, maybe I don't want to go there, you know. She'll visit USC and UCLA, and I know she's been to Texas multiple times. So, but
yeah, we lost a recruit we wanted to Texas, and I was almost sure we were going to get her. I thought we were in the lead for her.
Yeah, Miss Bjorn.
Yeah, I really thought she was coming to Iowa. I just really disappointed when she didn't.
When you recruit these, what I'd call a 5-star, boy, it's hard to get them. You know.
Yeah, it is. It is, especially when you got schools like Texas offering a ton of money. So, okay. While we're still on women's basketball, Abby Stamp had a little baby named Griff.
Yeah.
So, welcome into the world, little Griff.
Grandson of my old high school football coach. So.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, people are going to start to wonder if you ever washed that shirt, because you wear it several episodes in a row now, that Northsiders shirt.
Washed it yesterday. Yeah. Don't you wash your clothes regularly, Dean? Or?
Yeah, but I don't always wear the same shirt day in and day out.
And the only time I wear it, I put this on for the podcast. You know, so it ain't like I wear it all day. When the podcast is over, I'll take it off and hang it up. So
okay. Well, anyway, it looks like the basketball NCAA is going to go to 76-team tournament. Is that start this year, I believe?
Yep.
Okay. There'll be 44 at-large teams, 32 automatic qualifiers, up one from last year because Pac-12 now gets an automatic qualifier this year. And they're going to do 24 teams in 12 games. so that the winners will advance to the 64, and they're going to call that the opening round. So it's no longer a play-in game, I guess, because of how many teams that'll be involved in that. So it's yeah.
And
So
the tournament will be the same number of days long as it was last year. Just instead of playing those 8 teams playing in, or 4, whatever it was, they'll have
24
more
now.
Yeah,
it'll be 12 games playing 24. And the way it's set up, and there's so many, because there's 12 games, it's more than likely, let's say Iowa would have, one of the top 4 spots, and they host the regional games, that they would have to play a play-in team, whoever won that one. So, kind of like last year, Virginia was a play-in team. And of course, we saw what they did. They just made some upsets in the tournament, and they beat Georgia, then beat Iowa, and so it can be done. And Virginia's only one of 2 teams to ever advance out of a playoff or a play-in round.
In the women's.
Yeah.
In the women's. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to go into the what they wrote on about their teams, who they thought would be the playoff matchups, and projecting it already, because we haven't even played one game yet. Why are we projecting who the 24 teams will be?
Yeah, I seen that, and I just thought, well, that's ridiculous.
So anyway, Iowa softball. I mean, maybe I'm going to start to lose some of you guys at this point, because I know softball's not real popular, but it is with me, and so I let's see. Oh, Rick just sent me a note saying that he didn't come on because he thought this was a show for you, me, and your grandson.
It's not my grandson. He's just a very good friend, and young enough to be my grandson.
Yeah. Yeah, he's younger than my oldest grandson.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get to where I want to go. Because I want to look like I'm intelligent here. So anyway, Iowa softball picked up 5 transfers. I think most of them are pretty decent. And so I want to start with Caitlin Tighe. I think that's how you spell her name, Tighe. She's a senior. She's a utility. Throws right, bats right. She's from Michigan, and she went to school at Western Michigan. She appeared in 132 games with 127 starts over 3 seasons at Western Michigan. Is a 2-time academic All-MAC. She's a pretty smart girl. All of her awards are about being a good student. Started 50 games at shortstop in 2025. Hit .277 with 1 home run, 12 RBIs, 15 runs scored, and 6 stolen bases. Recorded 8 multiple hit games during the 2025 season. Started all 55 games in 2026. Batted .337 while tying the league lead with 10 home runs and 39 runs scored. Ranked second in the team with 38 RBIs in the 26 season. Next one is I want to say Mishka Reiners. She's a junior. She's a catcher, utility. I think she throws right and bats left. She's a first-team selection in the ICCAC League. Appeared in 135. Oh, I should tell you, she played at Kirkwood Community College. And she's from North Liberty, Iowa, so Iowa City native area. Helped lead Kirkwood to the 2025 Regional Championships and 2026 Regional 11A Champions. Went 5 for 5 with 2 RBIs in the 25 region regional championship game, hit 361 with 51 RBIs, 63 runs scored in 68 games as a freshman. Started all 67 games this year. Batted 385 with 13 home runs, 30 stolen bases, 73 runs scored, and a team high 91 RBIs. Okay. Well, wait a minute. Dude, I think I didn't get all my stuff down here. All right. Another one is Zori Patterson, sophomore infielder, left, Hawkeyes, Iowa. She is coming to us from Washington. She appeared in 17 games with 3 starts in 2026. Posted a 300 batting average with 4 RBIs and a run scored.
Probably wasn't happy at Washington. It sounds like not enough playing time.
Could be, yeah. Pearson Hall, sophomore. Again, it looks like she's a right-handed thrower with a lefty bat. She comes to us from Drake, and she's from West Liberty. So a couple of the Liberty girls from the Liberty area.
We got some lefties that can drag bunt. So
yeah,
the coach will be happy.
Appeared in 48 games with 47 starts this year. Posted a 310 batting average. Ranked first on her team with doubles 11, triples 2, and second in hits 46 and home runs 7. Recorded a 954 ops with 26 RBIs and 19 runs scored. Notched a 947 fielding average with 29 putouts and 42 assists. Honestly, we need her. I like her stats.
Her OPS was pretty good. I don't know if fielding average was super, but
let me see. I kind of messed this up, so I'm trying to find how I got this out of order because somehow I got baseball mixed in here. Audrey Gilman, a sophomore right-handed pitcher, appeared in 41 games with 30 starts in the circle in 2026. 26 all Big East team selection. Oh, she came to us from Creighton, by the way, guys. Hometown in Illinois. So I already said that, and posted a 4.40 ERA. It led her team in innings pitched. Did I give all 5? Because I'm missing some.
I thought you gave more than that, but
I think I must have got them all because I don't see any more here.
Yeah. I wish all of them good luck and support our softball coach. So
yeah, so let's go out there and support the softball team. Next time I get to Iowa, if it's in softball season, I will stop by and watch.
As far as baseball, their good young catcher that they were expecting to play this year, he got hurt or something and he retired. He's not coming back next year either. I seen they brought in a transfer catcher. Probably recruited another catcher too, but
yeah. Well, the only one I could find that they brought in was Nate Hopkins from Southeastern. They just list him as an infielder. I have no other information on him.
He's a shortstop, and he played at a junior college someplace, and then he went to Southeastern. I don't know if it's Southeastern Alabama, someplace like that. And he's the one that was announced today. They've gotten other transfers.
Okay.
I bet you Coach Rick has brought in 6, maybe 6 of them or more. But anyway.
Okay. And the last thing I had down, and I just wanted to go over Iowa's baseball schedule for the Big Ten. They've already got it selected for next year. Iowa will host USC, Penn State, Nebraska, Northwestern, and Rutgers. And they will go on the road to what? What is going on here? Well, I don't have their road games. I lost those.
Oh.
I'm not doing a very good job of saving this stuff, guys, and it got mixed in with softball, so that's probably why. Anyway, I lost it. But anyway, they also, for a non-conference, they're going to compete in the Amgany Bank College Baseball Series at Gold Life Field in Arlington, Texas in 2027. Some of the other teams competing are Arkansas, Baylor, Oklahoma State, Oregon, and Oregon State. Matchup and game times will be announced at a later date. So that's all I've got.
A long time till baseball season. So
yeah, it is. It is.
That's
but I just thought I wanted to.
But
I put it at the end because I figured we're going to lose viewers with those last ones. So, and we did. But that's all I've got tonight, buddy. I don't have enough information to keep us going for 2 hours tonight.
Good. People probably like a shorter show. So,
I do want to point out again that I will not be no show Wednesday night, as I will be moving. I hope this time it seems like it's for real. No more false starts. We toured the house last night. It looks like it's all ready to go except for a few touch-ups that needed to be done. So, it looks like we're going to get to move in Wednesday. I think the touch-ups can be done tomorrow and the next day, but it looks pretty done. So we're excited.
And don't worry, people. I will continue to wear clean clothes. I don't know where that come from, Dean, but anyway.
Well, I just happened to notice that you used to wear your Swarm shirt and then that one jersey for Vanami, but now you're wearing Northsiders. I don't know what Northsiders is.
It's the Cubs.
Oh,
Cubs in the middle. Cubs won a great game at Milwaukee today, 2 days in a row. So
where are they at in the standings?
They're like 3.5 games behind the Brewers, I think.
That's not bad. Better than my Angels, who are in dead last place.
Yeah, the Vanami shirt's too hot to wear in the summertime. Both of them are, and my other T-shirts are the Swarm T-shirt and Valitsco and Houston and Chit Chat. Of course, I got hundreds of T-shirts, but no.
Toll House says, I see Iowa road games are at UCLA, Illinois, Minnesota, Ohio State, and Michigan. Enjoy your new house, Dean. Thank you. I knew that UCLA was in there. I couldn't remember who else was. Thank you for picking up the slack for me, Toll House. That's why you guys are a great audience, because where I fail you pick me back up. All right. And don't forget, go to the, what's it called? caffeinecoffee.com and buy your coffee and get 15% off when you enter Villains 15. We're out. Thank you, guys. See you next Sunday for sure.